Assalamualaikum. My name is Yudi Mutakin, founder of Expo Studio and Expo Academy. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can quickly create a door consisting of a frame, a door leaf, and a door handle using Blender version 4.2. This tutorial is not for beginners, so you should at least understand the basics of 3D modeling in Blender. I have modeled this wall off the record. The thickness is 15 centimeters and the height is 280 centimeters. This is a common wall dimension in my country, Indonesia. Usually or ideally, we make the door at the end of the wall. But to make this more challenging, let's assume that we need to create the door 50 centimeters from the right end. Perhaps there is a cabinet or a column behind the wall. As for the height of the door, it should be 210 centimeters. Press Tab to enter the edit mode, press Ctrl R to create loop cut, and we can just drag this all the way to the right. Oh, sorry, I forgot to turn this option off. We don't want nearby vertices to get merged automatically. For now, let's just move and snap this edge loop manually. Then move it back to the left by 50 centimeters. Ctrl R again. Now we can move and snap this edge loop to the right. Move it back again to the left as far as 90 centimeters. Ctrl R again, but now horizontally. For this, we can just input the height directly at 210 centimeters. So again, the width of the door is 90 centimeters and the height is 210 centimeters. Okay, next we can go to the face mode. Select these two faces, then use the Bridge Faces command and just delete the leftover face at the bottom. So that is basically how you can make a hole in the wall for the door frame. To start creating the door frame, we can select all these faces. Duplicate them with Shift D and then press P to separate them into a different object. To give this object some thickness, we can use the Solidify modifier. I usually use the complex mode to have uneven thickness. Let's make it 4 centimeters thick. After you are done, you can press Ctrl A and apply the modifier. Now, having the frame as thick as the wall is actually a good thing. But I want to show you what to do if the frame is thinner. For example, only 10 centimeters. In Blender, changing the dimensions is very easy. We can just enter 10 centimeters in its Y dimension, so it is a bit thinner than the wall. Press Ctrl A again to apply the scale. Now, for the door leaf, we can select this edge and this edge. Press F to create a new face. Then we separate this new face into an independent object by pressing P. Next, go to the edit mode of the door leaf object. Select the face and then press E to extrude. Let's make it 3 centimeters thick. Let me check the normals first, just in case we have flipped normals. Alhamdulillah, all is good. Next, let's create the handle. We are going to assume that this door will open to the right, so the handle should be on the left side. There are many types and sizes of door handles. I'm going to create just a simple one so that the video duration won't be too long. Hold Shift and right-click in this position to move the 3D cursor. Then press Shift A and type Vertex. Please note that this single vertex object is from an add-on called Extra Mesh Object. But no worries, this is an official add-on, so you can activate it directly from the Preferences window. Basically, this command will create a single vertex at the 3D cursor location. We can extrude the vertex in the -y direction as far as 6 centimeters. Then extrude it again in the X direction. Let's make this 12 centimeters long. Then we select the vertex at this corner. Use the vertex bevel command to make it curved. You can customize this to make it look interesting. If you want to know, I use 7 segments in total. Okay. Next, we need to convert the object into a curve. Open the geometry parameter in the properties panel. Now, we want to make the curve look like a long tube with 2.5 centimeters thickness. Because this depth value is actually radius, not a diameter, we need to input it by halving the target value. So type 2.5 centimeters divided by 2 and enter. Next, we can increase the resolution value to make the curvature smoother. I think 10 is enough. We need a rather large value because later we will extrude out the bottom. Next, we need to convert the object back into mesh again. Select all the edges in its border area, then press F to close them. Let's also add a bit of bevel to make it more realistic. One segment should be enough. Okay. At the base area, we can press Ctrl R, snap this to the end first. Then we move this edge loop about 7 mm. That should be enough. Next, go to Face Mode and select all the faces on each side. Press Alt-E and use the Extrude Along Normals command. I don't have an exact size for this, so I'm just eyeballing it. Ideally, you want all the measurements based on the real product reference. We can add a bit of bevel on its corner too. To create the bottom circle of the keyhole, we can press Ctrl plus. Make sure it is selected all the way to the back. Okay. Now press Shift D to duplicate, then Z. Move it for 10 centimeters. Next, select all the edges in this hole, then press F to patch it. Then adjust scale and add a bit of extrusion inward and also a bit of bevel. Later, you can add the keyhole details if you want. To save time, I will have to skip that part. The basic model of the handle is done. But if you look at the shading, the surface looks too jagged. You need to set the shading type to auto smooth. If that is not enough, you can further set the angle value in the modifier panel. But I think for our case, the default value of 30 degrees is enough. Next, you need to shift this a bit so it is around 5 centimeters from the door border. And let's make the height of it at 1 meter. If needed, you can make the handle for the back side by duplicating it first and moving it in the Y direction. Use the Y global mirror command to flip it, and then snap it to the door leaf again. Usually, after the model is done, I set the UV and then the material and or the texture. If no animation is required, I just merge everything into a single object, and then I save the model as an asset. This way, I can reuse it easily in the future just by click dragging it from the asset browser. As a final touch, for the door frame and leaf, let's add a bevel modifier. 2 mm is generally enough. This will make the object seem solid and not look like folded paper. Alhamdulillah, the door model is done. If you want to learn 3D in more detail or other computer graphics software, don't forget to check out my courses on Udemy and Skillshare. The links are in the description below. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum.